Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
Hello and welcome to the Popternative podcast. This is the podcast where we have digital discussions in the worlds of pop culture, social media, sports, and of course hockey. And we're going to be talking some college hockey. I have two guests this evening. We were speaking to forwards that play for Princeton University. We were talking to Ryan Kuffner and Max Veronneau. Gentlemen, welcome to Popternative.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
No problem. So icebreaker question. We'll start with you, Kuffner. I know a lot of players, they like you guys, it's the same stuff, you guys played from a really young age, but what was the point in time in your hockey career where you decided that this was what you wanted to do? What was kind of like the turning point? Was it Pee Wee, Adam? When did you take it more seriously?
Well, I've loved it pretty much my whole life. We were both pretty lucky to grow up in the same neighborhood right in the Glebe where we had a couple outdoor rinks that we could go out to every day. And so that's pretty much where you grow up loving the game and stuff, just because it's not in a super competitive setting, especially in the younger years. And then I think the biggest time when I decided to take it really seriously was just before I started playing junior when I didn't get drafted to the OHL. I knew that it was something that I really wanted to do, and not getting that opportunity kind of flipped a switch a bit. So I think that was the time. And then ever since then, I've kind of just had that motivation to keep it going.
Absolutely. What about you, Max?
I'd say it's a little similar. For me, I'd say it's maybe a little earlier, just when I was younger and I had to pick a sport to play. Just because, I don't know, you're growing up and like you're playing summer sports, winter sports and all that, then eventually just there's too much time involved in like hockey or whatnot, so you got to really focus on one. And I don't know, I think it was like grade 9 or grade 8 where I just love hockey. Obviously, like as Ryan was saying, like the outdoor rinks and all that was awesome. So just decided to choose hockey, and like since then, just not really with any goal in mind at the beginning. Obviously, just kind of just play hockey, just have fun, and just try to be as good as I can be at hockey. But really, like once junior hockey hit, then that's when it's like, oh, hopefully I can get something out of hockey. And luckily, I got to go to Princeton, so that's phenomenal.
Absolutely. Both of you are coming off unbelievable, massive years at Princeton. What were some of the takeaways from last season, and how's this season looking so far, Kuffner?
I think it was unbelievable to win the ECAC championship last year, and I think that was just a combination of everything going really well from the last 3 years that we've had at school, just as a team. And I think the biggest takeaway from all of that is just knowing that we've got what it takes to win, and hopefully taking it to that next level this year where we'll have a chance to compete in that final weekend of the year for the national championship. And so we know that we can do it, and we just have to have that confidence and work ethic to really dig down deep and try to figure out what it took last year and just bring it with us again this year.
No, that's true. Max, what about you? I mean, any takeaways, any highlights from last year?
Well, I won't say what Ryan said because that's a lot of it, but I'll just add on, like, since like Ryan and I, our first year here, we lost a lot of games, we only won 5 games. So last year just really showed how much better hockey is when you actually started winning. So I don't know, it's a lot more fun, and we really enjoyed it. And hopefully we can just keep winning this year, just because it's a lot way better to win games than it is to lose them.
Absolutely. So both student athletes, I want to know, we'll start with Max first. When did you kind of decide and make the decision to go the NCAA route? What were kind of some of the reasons behind that? Talk a little bit about the life of a student athlete, Max.
Yeah, well, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do with hockey. Like after grade 12, I played junior B grade 12 year, and I wanted to, like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to come keep playing hockey because like my parents are big on school and everything. So I was going to go to Waterloo, basically just go to Waterloo just for school and be like an engineer and whatnot. And then the 67s called at the end of my junior B year and said, "We'd like you to try out next year and hopefully make the team or whatever." And then so I decided to defer Waterloo for 1 year and try out one last year of hockey. And I was hoping to actually play in the OHL. I didn't really have like NCAA on my mind at all. But then eventually got cut by the OHL and played for Gloucester, where Ryan was and everybody and like Fogan and all other great players who are now doing some great things. But it was just like, and then once I was in Gloucester, then I kind of thought like, well, I guess. And then actually also Ryan committed to Princeton like a month before I did, and when he committed, I realized like, wow, I could maybe go to one of these great schools like Harvard, Princeton, Yale, or whatnot. So I decided, so I just started sending emails out, and eventually I got or Princeton emailed me back and said they really liked me too, and it kind of all fell into place there. So that was really awesome.
Really cool. And Ryan, you mentioned, about the motivation from, not getting drafted, in the OHL. Is that kind of some of the stuff that kind of comes into mind when you kind of start thinking about going like the NCAA route at all?
Yeah, for sure. No, it's the motivation and the things that stick with you, for sure. And the cliche is kind of like guys just telling you you're never going to make it and stuff like that, where I realized that I had a great opportunity, especially when we were playing junior together, when the NCAA kind of did come into the picture. And I was really lucky to just get this opportunity. And it was only then really that I figured that was going to be the best route for me and give me the best opportunity to play hockey. So it was very late. We didn't really know too much about it, especially how young kids are committing now. We were pretty old once we committed.
For sure. Pretty big summers for the both of you. Ryan, we know that you were at rookie development camp with the Ottawa Senators and Chicago Blackhawks. And Max, I believe you went to New Jersey Devils camp.
Yes.
And
yeah.
LA for him.
And LA, of course. Yeah, so really busy. What were those experiences like? And what can you take from that specific 2-week experience? What can you take from that to towards the beginning of this season?
They were honestly incredible experiences, and I think the biggest thing is kind of seeing how you stack up against some of these guys who are fantastic hockey players that are already in their system, and also just trying to show kind of what you have, because that's really pretty much the only time they're going to be able to see you for a week time and not really in a game environment. So I think you just try to make the most of it. They've got all their staff there for the week, and it's incredible. There's normally like 2 times as many staff as their players, and so you just want to learn as much as you can. And that's something that because I've had the opportunity to go to a couple in the past, it's just I got to try to take advantage of it a bit more instead of being more nervous and stuff.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's funny because a lot of these teams, they get a lot of their scouts, they watch you throughout the year and everything. But Max, it's interesting because you have like 1 or 2 weeks there, and it's like, yeah, it's not the end all be all, but it's gonna kind of be in your head that they're gonna watch throughout the year, but like you really have to kind of like there's pressure right there because it's just a small span and everyone's there rather than just watching online and social media. Like how were you kind of dealing with that pressure, Max?
I would say that the last summer I was a lot more nervous about it, to be honest, just because like you think like it means like this like so much or whatever. But like this year was a little different just because like I know that like it's just a week, and like they're not really comparing you. They're just showing you basically how their system works and what they do, who the coaches are. You're basically just meeting people. Just like so, it's just like it's pretty nice, and they really just want you to meet the other players to see who you're competing against, who your teammates are in the future and whatnot. So I thought the second time I really enjoyed it a lot more. I wasn't as nervous just because I know they're not going to base any decision on a 1 week thing. But also, it's just really cool just to be out there with like some of the best players in the world, like some players who were drafted like in the first round and everything. It's just awesome.
Every year there's a narrative about these NCAA players that went undrafted that get signed to entry level contracts, and I'm not gonna there's no surprise. Both of you are names that come up when it comes to this is gonna be last year at Princeton, I believe, for both of you. So it's one of those things where it's out there. The social media is out there. You can't do anything about it because people are going to say, oh, they're going to be highly touted prospects for any teams after they graduate type thing. It's right there. But how do you kind of block out that noise and just focus on the task at hand? Because it is exciting and it's cool to have around, but you got to block it out, right, Ryan?
Yeah, I think it's just awesome, the opportunity that we've had here to really build as a team the last few years and come together, especially with younger guys who are coming in now, who feel like they're just part of the team and want to contribute right away. And I think that's the biggest thing that we can focus on right now, because like you said, it's kind of like a bit of motivation and stuff, because our time here, we only have one more year left and we want to just make the most of it. And we know that winning the national championship's our goal, and that's where we want to be. There's nothing else to it but for us to do whatever we can to just help our team try to get there.
What do you think, Max? Similar or similar?
I would agree 100% with what Ryan just said.
Because it's obviously just like in the back of your head, you're a hockey player, and we've had dreams forever, but we've been given this opportunity here where it's the last time we're going to ever have this chance to make a run for a national championship. And with the team that we have, I really think that's the clearest picture in our minds right now, and we know what we have to do and what to focus on for the whole year.
So college hockey is an amazing product. For people, you guys, are big components to the excitement. The skill level is second to none. So from players that play in the league, why do you guys think people should focus and watch college hockey more?
Well, so I think it's fantastic that it's a lot older guys. You've got a lot more speed and size, I feel like, in college hockey. Obviously, the CHL, the three leagues there, they're unbelievably skilled, and they've got some of the best younger players in the country, and then obviously picking from the U.S. as well. I just think that college hockey gives you an experience unlike any other. Playing for your school, I kind of grew up just wishing I could play for my high school kind of thing. That would be the coolest thing, playing in front of friends, but also being able to live with the guys and go to school and just hang out with the guys at all times. I think that's what brings everybody together and makes the atmosphere in college hockey so much more intense, because it's also a school pride thing that you're also trying to accomplish. So I have to say that that's what really drives it and makes it so competitive, and pulls in some awesome players who are maybe even older, bigger, and faster, that really drive the whole culture.
Max, Ryan brought up a lot of different things, little different components. Which is the one you like the most about junior hockey? The competitiveness, the school spirit aspect of it, the fact that they're older players. What do you like the most out of everything you mentioned?
Well, I gotta like the shortened season a little bit, just because it makes every game that much more important and that much bigger. So it makes even brings in the crowds, just the atmosphere. Like when we go to Cornell is one of the best fan bases I've ever seen. And even compared to even the Senators, I'd say Cornell, you're in that building and you feel you're nervous though, because there's it's so loud. There's so many fans.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome. And I would say that's one of the best feelings. Is I don't know, if I was a home team there or whatnot, that'd be awesome. And every crowd, a lot of crowds are like that. There's a lot of the students care. Even the alumni, we get messages from alumni just congratulating us on winning, who have graduated many years ago. So it's a tight knit group, and just amazing to play for it, and just I don't know, it's awesome.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, we'll wrap up, but I just want to thank you both for coming on the show. Ryan, I know we were talking about doing this for a while, so I'm happy we finally got it done.
Yeah, of course. And obviously, I'd love to be back on whenever you can have me. But I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Where can we follow you guys on social media? What are the handles?
Oh, I think mine's Ryan Kuffner on Instagram, but I honestly don't even know on Twitter. I'm sorry.
I think Max Veronneau 15 on one of the two.
All right. Well, seriously. Guys, thank you so much, and I wish you all the best this year with Princeton.
Oh, thanks so much, and keep doing great work.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. For the video versions, audio versions, you can go to iTunes, Spotify. Until next time, this is Petey Beats, Ryan Kuffner, and Max Veronneau signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.